Have you noticed something strange going on? Like people can't keep up the act anymore? Conversations that you've been waiting to have are finally happening. Masks are slipping. Truths are becoming harder to hide. Have you been wondering why? Well, it probably has something to do with what's happening in the sky. Mercury retrograde ended, but Saturn retrograde in Aries has just begun. For the last few weeks, Mercury retrograde has caused confusion, delays, miscommunication, and unfinished business. And you probably had some old relationships resurface. Texts from people that you thought you'd never hear from again, or conversations that you thought were over suddenly reappear. Technology failing. Travel plans changing. Kind of like life hit a pause button. Here's the thing though, Mercury doesn't create chaos. It reveals things. But as Mercury goes direct, the fog starts to clear, and things begin to make sense again. The pieces start to fit together. But that clarity is not the end of the story, it's the beginning. Because now Saturn is taking over. But Saturn has a very different job. While Mercury revealed the information, Saturn asks, what are you going to do with it? Saturn is associated with discipline and karma, responsibilities and boundaries, consequences. Think of Saturn as a teacher that doesn't really care about your excuses, only results. And it's retrograding in Aries. Aries is bold and independent and fearless. It wants to move first, ask questions later. It rules identity, actions, leadership, the courage to start something new. But every sign has its downside. The shadow of Aries can be impulsive, reactive, prideful, quick to fight, slow to reflect. So when Saturn moves backwards through Aries, it's like pressing pause on your instinct to charge forward. Instead, Saturn asks, why are you making the choices that you're making? Are your actions aligned with your values? Or are you reacting from ego? Or fear? Or old wounds? You've probably heard people say, Saturn retrograde exposes everyone. Here's a more grounded way to think about that. When people avoid accountability for long enough, reality eventually catches up to them. Sometimes that looks like a lie unraveling. Sometimes it's a relationship reaching a breaking point. Sometimes it's finally recognizing a pattern that you've been ignoring. The exposure isn't always dramatic. Sometimes it's simply seeing something with clarity for the first time. If somebody has acted with integrity consistently, their foundation is going to feel stronger. If someone has built their foundation on avoidance, deception, or refusing accountability, those cracks will be harder to ignore. And that goes for all of us. Here's the question that I'm asking myself during this Saturn retrograde. Where have I been asking for change without changing my own behavior? Where have I expected different results while making the same choices? Where have I ignored my own intuition because the truth was uncomfortable? Saturn isn't asking you if you're perfect. It's asking you if you're willing to grow. Don't spend all your energy wondering whose karma is coming for them. Ask yourself, what truth is trying to build a better version of me? Because justice isn't about watching someone else fall. It's about you finally standing on solid ground yourself. If you enjoy astrology explained through psychology, personal growth, real life patterns, then hit subscribe. We have a lot more to unpack.